us on the road. We're going in for a dot now. We got him. He's going down now.
It's such a complex thing, the poaching crisis. But that was one of the things that brought me to Africa.
It's very easy for us to say, we just have to stop any form of poaching from taking place. But the reality is that's not going to happen unless we come up with holistic solutions that include communities and put communities first.
Loko va hi hlongola Kruger va hi suse hi nyimpi ya ku Kruger yi teka ndhawu liya a hi tshame ka yona. Loko a ya ta yo fika hisa tiyindlu leti va ku tshwana swilo swa wena u ta fanele u mova epurasini ra hina.
Today, Shadrach Methebula is the Njuna, or traditional chief of his village. Thorndale is one of the most neglected and under-resourced villages in Bushbuck Ridge, right on the edge of the Greater Kruger wildlife area.
Abundant Village is addressing exactly the things that it took me 8 years of my conservation career to figure out. That the battle isn't fought inside a reserve looking out. It's fought from outside a reserve, looking in, being shoulder to shoulder with the community.
And shoulder to shoulder, we started with innovative, nature-based solutions that would increase people's quality of life. The first hempcrete building in the province, a revolutionary building system that is way healthier than conventional construction and leaves a positive environmental footprint. Programs focusing on mental health, creativity, and linking kids back to the wild spaces around them. Permaculture gardens to grow good quality food for children who otherwise would often go hungry.
I remember last year we planted and we've got photos probably 2 months later. I couldn't believe how much it had grown. It was just an abundance of food for the school children and the community.
But how do you ensure long-term sustainability of projects like this? Young people here have big dreams, but little resources to make them happen.
I was sitting at home doing nothing, wondering when I'm going to shine.
I'm a teenage mother, so after I got a child, I thought my life will never be the same again. So I thought my life just ended there.
We realized that young people hungry for opportunity provided the perfect opportunity. A handful of interns were selected and put through an intensive training program.
I also learned that I have the power to do anything, and I have the power to change this community and the world.
Instead of focusing on their challenges, these young champions felt a new sense of purpose rising inside of them.
My purpose is to help the kids that suffered like me back then. I was left with a hungry stomach, so I want to have a project that can help the community, help those kids who are suffering.
By forming partnerships across continents, we can combine dreams and energy to create something beautiful together instead of giving handouts.
Abundant Village is all about co-creating. It's like they are partnering with the community to build one thing together so the community can also have ownership of that thing.
You know, a lot of Westerners come in and think their ideas are going to be great, and they actually cause a lot of problems.
It's not us coming in and trying to fix a problem or just take over and tell people what to do. It's very community-led.
I think the tenacity of the team of Abundant Village, the willingness to go into some of the hardest places on the continent, in the world, to operate and to keep trying, to keep listening, to keep attracting some of the most amazing people that I've ever met to come in here and be part of change. It's inspiring for me in a world where it's very hard to be truly inspired these days.
I'm empowering myself, and I'm also willing to empower other women to see the power they have, to see the strength that they have that will improve and bring change.
Money in Africa, when it goes back to the women, it goes back to the family.
93 cents of every dollar that a woman makes goes back to her family and her community, and 34 cents of every dollar that a man makes goes back to his family or community.
We don't want to stay dependent on donors. A big focus is putting systems into place for projects to generate its own revenue. Hemp is a great example. Our goal is not to only build with this incredible material, but to develop the entire value chain within the community. Let the local farmers grow it, develop products here, and make it available to all the eco-lodges in the area. So if we can find those revenue streams that allow us to sustain ourselves and really have everything locally led. And together, experiment with the different innovative systems that are good for people and the environment.
What we are doing is called rammed earth. We are not using cement, we also use lime to put the soil together. So lime takes up carbon, which is eco-friendly to the environment. It's also healthy to the people.
And the interns help design a Syntropic farm, basically mimicking how forests grow, mixing crops and trees to build healthy soil, grow more food and restore the land. Tshwane University of Technology is one of the partners who are working with us to help with training and research so that we can optimize the different innovative ideas the interns, our team, and community members come up with.
We can all bring a little bit of our skills to build something to the model.
I want these learners to identify potentials. I don't want all of them to be doctors. I want them to say, what does my community need?
It's not every time that you must ask, what must I do? You must figure things out yourself.
And this is basically what we want to bring out of these kids, to be confident enough to know that they can end up being great leaders.
You can't be waiting for someone to change your situation or your problems.
Now I can figure things out. I don't have to wait for someone to tell me to do something. I can do it myself.
And figuring out that there is no waste in nature. The interns use nature to turn kitchen waste into an asset through a black soldier fly system.
We can use it to feed chickens, which have high protein.
The chickens provide eggs for the kids as part of their school meal. We've recently introduced a second meal for the kids as part of the after-school program, using more traditional African ingredients. And the interns are seeking out the elders in the community who have valuable indigenous knowledge and skills that can be used in the projects.
My grandmother, she can make mats, African mats. So she goes in the river, there are some straws that are growing there. So she just cut it off and then she come back with it at home and then she let them dry.
Listening to these women talk about weaving, and I could see their grandma sitting inside their eyes and their soul, and wow, this can't be lost. The connection that many community members still have with nature is incredible and shows the beautiful traditional link with the environment that needs to be rekindled in the younger generation. With the disconnect that forced removals and fences brought, there's nothing stopping anyone from setting up snares inside the game reserves for meat. These snares cause incredible damage and suffering to innocent animals. So our team joined the local game rangers to look for these silent killers.
And a few of our teammates here in Abundant Villages found these snares, and we saved 7 animals' lives in just a short period of time.
This here acts like a noose.
Yeah.
And then there's no way for an animal to get off a tree like this. So well done, man. You honestly saved the animal.
Important for everyone to understand what happens out here in the bush to these poor animals. And we're here to help them and save them.
These snares are then turned into armbands so the profits can go to more desnaring operations.
Fighting snaring with snares, wear the story. Good messages.
Animals that have been saved. Our heart is full.
I was so angry at humans. And then I realized, after I had interviewed poachers and met with people over my time doing research that they're just trying to feed their family.
It's very easy to look at a poacher and say, that's the criminal there. But what choice do they have?
And now that I've got a family too, I'm like, try what I would do for my family. I can't blame you.
I don't want to spend the rest of my life seeing poachers go to jail. I'd rather spend the rest of my life trying to create systems where they don't need to poach.
If you can create opportunities, generational trauma, breaking that sort of stuff.
Kids being in school, mothers having their families back together, having healthcare, education, jobs, all of that is actually what will stop poaching. It's not going to be biceps and bullets.
It takes a village really to raise a child, and that's why we're here.
There's been so much community, so much trust, so much transparency, vulnerability that makes you want to make a difference and keep showing up.
So I'm looking forward to helping roll out plans in other underserved and impoverished communities around the world.
It's going to impact the entire world at some point, and I have no doubt about that.
Because everything that the team of Abundant Village has been doing is with generosity, with motivation, with kindness, with empathy, with inclusion.
There are wounds left in people's hearts. There are twisted wires left in the bush. But the deepest cutting snare is a belief that the wounds of the past define the future. That is why we are undoing the wire. One meal, one story, one garden, one child at a time. Because when people heal, the wild can breathe again.